God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be.
God is all there is. Let's take that into prayer. As we open up our hearts to that idea, that God is. We set aside any resistance that we have to that idea. We open our hearts, God, for you to show us that all is you. We humbly ask you to assist us in taking off the blinders, opening our heart to the truth of our existence and the truth that God is all there is. We're so grateful for this moment, this opportunity in life to be here together today, to celebrate the divine feminine, the mother in you and in all of us. We're so embraced by your words, that divine feminine that says, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Mother, Father God, help us to live that truth. Help us to hold that truth in our every moment, that we may see you clearly and each other. And we move into the knowledge that there is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good omnipotence. Will you read that with me? There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good omnipotence. And so it is. Well, good morning and happy Mother's Day. What an awesome opportunity for us all to be together today. There's so much wonderful energy here. And I also want to, if you join me in welcoming our online family with a hello, good morning. We also want to say hello to Reverend Cynthia Alice Anderson, who is traveling, speaking at another church today. But happy Mother's Day to you too, RCA. And we miss you, and we look forward to seeing you next week. My name is Greg Yarmish. I'm a grateful member of this spiritual community, and it's my privilege to serve as your platform assistant today. Many of you know me, and some of you who don't. I'm an example of someone who's been transformed by this unity teaching. I came in here as a very broken person, and today I'm not so broken anymore. And it's because of the truth that God is, and learning that and understanding that, and all the support that happens here at Unity is really remarkable. So thank you for being here today. We have some people here today too that I'd like to point out to you. We have a guest speaker today, and her name is Lynn Barrette. Some of you have seen Lynn speak here before, but we're grateful to have her. And Lynn is a licensed clinical therapist. She is a director at Center for Dynamic Healing. She is a certified teacher for the Center for Enlightenment. She's a certified brain spotting therapist and consultant. She's a spiritual counselor. She teaches classes and workshops on mindfulness and the process of the soul in evolution and waking up. And one of her most favorite things to teach is the 7 steps for successful life transitioning. Lynn is really an expert at blending psychology and spirituality. So, most important to me, she is the love of my life and my spiritual partner. Thank you. And I have to thank RCA for that. She is the divine matchmaker. So thank you again, RCA, forever. Our service started with a beautiful voice, and most of you know Sean Kilgore, but Sean, it's a pleasure to have you today as our soloist. Yeah. And on the piano, Aaron Ferrer. Aaron, it's great to have you. For those of you who are here for Sunday service on Easter, Aaron played the guitar, and it was in the sunrise service. It was absolutely beautiful. So thank you for being here today. Of course, we have our musicians, and we have our vocalists, and all the people that serve here at Unity. We're excited and enthusiastic to have an awesome service today. And I'd like to move now into describing what our vision is here at Unity North Tampa. Our vision is that Unity North Tampa is a spiritual home for all who seek peace. Okay. Just take that in, and our musicians are going to take us on to the next note. Thank you.
Mountain that you can climb, and you're looking out with eyes so satisfied, saying, look, 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 look what I have done. Look, 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 look what I've become. And Spirit says, I am more than this, I am more than this, I am more than this. Come to me.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come. Come, come.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come. When your time has come to move to that place so high, and you're feeling for the ones you'll leave to cry, saying, look, look, look what I leave behind. Where is my peace of mind? And Spirit says, I am more than this, I am more than this, I am more than this. Come to me.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come.
Spirit's calling you.
Come. Imagine the sound of the ocean. I am more than this. The birds in flight. The loss of a loved one. A heart so broken. A newborn baby. The pain of a body. People when they're happy, people when they're sad. God is more than this, God is more than this, God is more than this, God is more. God is more than this, God is more than this, God is more than this. God is more. And Spirit says, I am more than this. I am more than this. I am more than this. Come to me.
Spirit's calling you.
Come, come,
Spirit's calling you.
come, come,
Spirit's calling you.
come, come,
Spirit's calling you.
come, come.
All right. Woo! How wonderful. Thank you all very much. Well, now is the time of our service where we welcome our teens and our kids up to the stage. If anybody would like to come up here and receive a blessing. Not everybody at once. Run. No, don't worry. All right. Thank you for coming up. All right, let's give them a round of applause. All right. Oliver, buddy, I got to tell you, I always love when you wear that hat. It is sharp. That's right. Mama dresses you very well. So here at Unity North Tampa, we have a wonderful blessing that we say with the kids. And it's going to get put up on the screen here. And we are going to read the first part of that, and then the kids will read the second part of it. Yeah, we've been around the block once or twice, so we have some more. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you for coming up. Looks like I'm outdressed here. All the kids are dressed much nicer than I am. Well done. Well done. And hey, thank you very much to the ministry, the children's ministry, the youth ministry. Has done a fabulous job here. And I just think back when I was a kid, and the ministry that I was part of was very different from here. So I think that you all are off on a great trajectory. So let's get started. Okay. As a congregation, we're going to say the light of God surrounds us. And all the kiddos here are going to say we are light. Okay? The light of God surrounds us.
We are light.
Here we go. The love of God enfolds us.
We are love.
The power of God protects us.
We are power.
That's right. The presence of God watches over us. You went on, wherever we are, God is within us, and all is well. Thank you, God. All right, kiddos, thank you, thank you. We understand that there is going to be a little bit of craftsmanship going on during service today, so it looks like the kiddos will be working with the leadership team there to create a nice little gift. So thank you all very much for your courage to come up here today. Thank you, as always, and we hope you have a wonderful time. Feel free to move on out. I was thinking this morning about service, and I remember when I was about this age, it was Mother's Day, and my mom, I was 7. I didn't have any money, but I wanted to get Mom a gift. Well, Mom had this perfume that she really liked, and she had it in one of those, those things that you squeeze that, psst, 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 and it's like really fancy. Well, I basically took her little, dispenser, and I filled it with water. And said, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Kids don't get any ideas because the moms are going to call me up and say, you owe me a bottle of perfume because my kids just watered down what I got here. But, I just thought about the innocence of that and how beautiful it was. And now being a parent myself, I can appreciate, something like that. It's cute. Yeah. The thought that counts, right? Yeah. All right. So thank you all for your support in that. So now we're going to read the daily word. And today it will be read by Barbara Mons in English and Senor David Lopez in Spanish. Thank you.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. The word for the day is a blessing for mothers. I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. There's nothing quite like a mother's love, so nurturing, caring, and warm. Today, I bless the women in my life who express this love in all they do. Whether it's the woman who raised me or any of the other women I know who generously shared a mother's love with me. I have felt the care of God through their tender touch and encouraging words. Over the years, I have grown strong and confident under their kind direction and have relied on their wisdom. The divine feminine flourishes on earth in the loving words and caring hands of mothers and all those who share a mother's love everywhere. I bless them and pray they know the love of God as they have shared it so generously with me. 2 Kings 4:30 says, "Then the mother of the child said, 'As the Lord lives, and you yourself live, I will not leave without you.'"
Buenos días. I'm going to do a little change in the beginning. Bendiciones para las madres y abuelas. Domingo 14 de mayo del 2023. Bendigo a todas las madres con palabras de gratitud. No hay nada parecido al amor de una madre. Tan amoroso, tierno y cálido. Hoy bendigo a las mujeres de mi vida que expresan este amor en todo lo que hacen. Ya sea por la mujer que me educó o por otras mujeres que compartieron su amor maternal. He sentido el amor de Dios a través de su tierno cuidado y sus palabras de aliento. A través de los años me he hecho fuerte y seguro bajo su dirección y me he apoyado en su sabiduría. La divinidad femenina florece en la tierra a través de las palabras amorosas y las manos cariñosas de las madres y de aquellos que comparten el amor maternal. Las bendigo a cada una y oro porque conozcan el amor de Dios, así como lo han compartido tan generosamente conmigo. Y de 2 Reyes 4:30, la palabra dice, pero la madre del niño le dijo, juro por el Señor y tu vida, que no voy a dejarte aquí. Y así sea.
Father of my faith, Mother of my love, let me find your spirit here in all I'm dreaming of. You will be my compass, oh yeah. You will be my guide. I find you here within me. With you I coincide. Let's do it again. Here we go. Father of my faith, Mother of my love, let me find your spirit here in all I'm dreaming of. You will be my compass. You will be my guide. I find you here within me, oh yeah. With you I coincide. I find you here within me. With you I coincide.
So beautiful. Thank you. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day, mothers and non-mothers alike, because we are souls in evolution, and at some point, y'all were a mother, so no getting out of that. I want to talk to you today as a friend. Can I do that? I am a mother. I am a daughter. I am a friend. I am a sister. I'm a neighbor. I'm an ex-wife. I'm a girlfriend, which everybody knows now, apparently. So. And I'm a spiritual seeker, just like you. So I feel like I know you. I know some of you personally, and some of you not personally, but I know you, because I am you. I'm just like you. I grew up in Unity, born and raised. I loved going to church, My mom was the children's ministry director at church, so not only did I go to church, but I stayed at church for about 2 hours afterwards every Sunday. Had my fill of donuts by the time I was 10 for the rest of my life. And I've been serving in Unity churches for 25 years. Once I graduated college, I worked at Unity's headquarters. So I know you, I know Unity. And we are spiritual seekers. We know in Unity that God is love. We know that, head to toe, head to toe. We know that we are children of God. And when RCA, whom I've known for about 25 years, asked me to speak today on Divine Mother, I'm like, oh yeah, we love that Divine Mother stuff in Unity. We just love that divine feminine. Oh, we're loving, we're bringing out that loving, nurturing, mothering stuff. And until yesterday, that's what I was going to talk about. And yesterday I was meditating and I was just kind of writing out my outline. I had a PowerPoint ready to go. We don't have a PowerPoint for my talk, do we? And there's a reason for that. Yesterday, the message changed. And we are not just talking about that nurturing, loving, divine mother within us, or that God is to us. We are talking about getting kicked out of the nest. That's what we're talking about today. That is what we're talking about today. Because how much of God loves me are we going to be satisfied with before we start asking the question, so now what? Now what? And we love in Unity manifesting our desires. It's awesome. That's part of our spiritual journey, but it's a part of our spiritual journey. What's next? I have 2 kids who are grown. They're on their own, doing as well as can be expected for young adults nowadays. I have a wonderful practice, a wonderful career. I have a wonderful relationship. I have wonderful friends. I have wonderful neighbors. I have a wonderful place to live. So then what? If I get satisfied with that, then what? I won't be satisfied for long, yeah? Have you ever had that fulfilled desire that you said, oh my gosh, I'm so happy? Well, why aren't you sitting in that fulfilled desire? Why are you here? Because there's something inside of you, there's something inside of all of us that says, there is more. Our song this morning said that. I am more. God says to us, I am more. Don't be satisfied. And don't feel like you're lost. Either side of those opposites. I am more. The I am that I am is more. I want to read something to you. Hopefully I can make it through it without crying because it touches my heart. And I've already teared up about it about 4 times this morning, so I'm going to do my best, but just forgive me in advance. As I have taught classes over the years, I've taught classes on karma, reincarnation, meditation, the soul evolution stuff that RCA teaches. She and I learned that from the same teacher. people have asked me over and over and over again in these classes, so if we are souls in evolution, coming back lifetime after lifetime, trying to perfect our humanity, bless our little hearts, trying to get it right, then what is this about? Why did God create us? And the only good answer that I had heard over the years is that, well, God wanted somebody to play with. God wanted somebody to watch, and, you know, we're like God's Netflix, right? And then within this last year, I found this by someone named Meher Baba. Meher Baba is a spiritual being who has lots of writings out there. My spiritual teacher, Jane Elizabeth Hart of Center for Enlightenment, brings into simple language and simple practice Meher Baba's teachings. And Meher Baba wrote this about who we are. It's called What You Already Are. And this is either going to touch your heart like it does mine, or you're going to go, what is that lady talking about up there? Either way, just sit back and try to imagine what these words are saying. God is love, and love must love. And to love, there must be a beloved. But since God is existence, infinite and eternal, there is no one for him to love but himself. And in order to love himself, he must imagine himself as the beloved whom he, as the lover, imagines he loves. Beloved and lover implies separation. And separation creates longing. And longing causes search. And the wider and the more intense the search, the greater the separation, and the more terrible the longing. When longing is its most intense, separation is complete. And the purpose of separation, which was that love might experience itself as lover and beloved, is fulfilled, and union follows. And when union is attained, the lover knows that he himself was all along the beloved whom he loved and desired union with. And that all the impossible situations that he overcame were obstacles which he himself had placed in the path to himself. To attain union is so impossibly difficult because it is impossible to become what you already are. Union is nothing other than the knowledge of oneself as the only one. So why have we traveled all these lifetimes? To love God, that's part of it. I imagine you all love God, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. Sundays are lovely days to do anything but go to church. But there's more. There's more. One of my roles in my Unity history was I was the international president of the Youth of Unity when I was 19 years old, 18 and 19. And there were 3 of us who were the youth officers, and we were kind of the representatives, spokespeople, whatever. And my mom at that time was the regional children's ministry consultant, which basically meant she went around from church to church, talking to people and teaching them how to teach our children unity. And so when I was the international president, she asked me one time, she said, Lynn, why don't you come and speak to the group? I'm like, nah, I don't have anything to say, Mom, no, thank you. You know, I don't want to talk. They don't want to hear anything I have to say. She's like, of course they do. Of course they do. What would I say? I asked her. And she said, well, what's your message? What's in your heart? So I pondered that. I'm like, what is my message? My message is that we are all children of God. Every single one of us. We are all children of God, because that's what I understood at the time. We are all children of God. And my mom said, well, that's wonderful. They want to hear that from you. They want to hear that from our youth that we're teaching them how to teach. She said, well, what does that mean to you? So then I had to think about that some more. Like, what does that mean? I am a child of God. We are all children of God. What does that mean? And as I pondered it, this huge understanding came over me. And it said, it means I'm responsible for being a child of God. There's a responsibility to that. It isn't just, oh, isn't this lovely? I get to skip around my life knowing that I'm a child of God. Do, 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 do. I have to do something with that. That means I have to be kind. I have to be loving. I have to be accepting. These are all the things I understood at the time. But that was a huge realization for me. And it kind of made me cry at the time. No, it made me bawl my eyes out because it scared the bejeebers out of me. Responsible for what? What am I responsible for? But we are responsible for ourselves. We are responsible for saying, okay, God, you have been nurturing me up one side and down the other for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You've been sitting back, binge watching me, do good things, do not so good things, because we have done it all in our past lifetimes. If we can think about our soul evolution as a crescendo, you know, where when we were first created and first in our first human lifetime, we had very little awareness. We had very little scruples. We had very little everything. And lifetime after lifetime, we've grown and developed. And every lifetime, we've crossed over at the end of that lifetime and we've gone, well, that didn't go so well. Let's regroup and try again. And so we formulate our next lifetime through our desires and our aversions and our abilities and our forgiveness needs and our support people and the people we don't like so much, and we gather all of them back again with us. Yes, we do. And we put them in the next lifetime, and we try again. And yeah, maybe some things we do a great job with and some others we don't. And in the meantime, we're creating more karma for ourselves. And karma is what makes our reincarnation wheel go round. So we reach the end of a life, we regroup, and we say, okay, one more time, try this again. And the problem is that we're creating our lifetimes from the sense that our job here is to perfect our humanity. But that is not possible because we are not really human. We are spiritual. So we are going to be living in these opposites of, oh my gosh, I got this right, and oh my gosh, I really screwed that up, ad nauseum, until we stop and we say, okay, there's got to be something more to this. And that is when we say, okay, God, wake me up. I want to know what's really going on. I happen to know a lot about my last lifetime. Why is a story for another day, but I do. I call her June Cleaver. And June Cleaver was the perfect mom. She had 3 kids. She was married. She sewed all of her clothing and her kids' clothing. I'm sure she was part of the PTA. Her kids were on the football teams, and her daughter sewed her own clothes, and oh my gosh, she was the perfect mother. She hated her father, but she went to church every Sunday, loved God with all of her heart, loved Jesus, loved God. That was the most important thing to her outside of her family. She really hated her father. Did I mention that? Really hated her father. But loved God. I also know that my little June Cleaver crossed over and found out she had to go back. And she said, "What? But I love Jesus. I was good. I sacrificed. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I loved my children. My husband was all right. My dad, we're not even going to talk about him. I have to go back? What?" So I said, okay, I want to be born in unity where everybody is happy and the world is right. And I found out that even unity did not satisfy that for me, because there is more. And I'm not telling y'all not to come to church. Don't tell RCA that you heard me say that, because that is not what I'm saying. There's more, though. There's more. Don't you want to know who you are? Part of that process of knowing who we are is knowing who we are in this lifetime. Why am I Lynn? Why do I have the parents I have? Why do I have the drives that I have? Why do I have the aversions that I have? We have forgiveness needs. We have fears to overcome. And we have lots of illusions about what it means to be in this world. Because it's not just about getting what we want. And it's okay if you still have things that you want. But Jesus said, "Seek first the kingdom, and all this will be added unto you." And we get that upside down sometimes, don't we? We go, okay, how about my relationship? I want my relationship, then I'll be okay. I want my perfect job, then I'll be okay. Then God, you and I are good. If I can get this, then you and I are good. Except there's more. I got a little list over here, and so when this list is, just a few of the things checked off, God, then we'll be good. And God, in that infinite love, steps back and says, "Honey, I've got eternity. You can have as long of a list as you want to have. You'll have to keep coming back lifetime after lifetime to fulfill your list. And, you might be a millionaire, but you might not be satisfied being a millionaire, because that's the way the human psyche is kind of designed, is that there's something in us that knows there's more, and we misinterpret it to think there's more on the outside. So your millionaire lifetime might be awesome, but unless you know where that desire is really coming from, you're going to want to come back and be a billionaire, and that's fine. Lottery will be around for a while, probably, so, we got time. But don't you want to know sooner who you are? Don't you want to know sooner who you are? So how do we do that? We stop and we say that question, God, what do I need to do to know you in me, as me? Because it's so funny, for a lot of our journey, even on our conscious spiritual path, for a lot of our journey, it's about removing blocks from feeling that love within us from loving others. A lot of that is, okay, God, you tell me what to do, I will do it, and I want to feel more peace. I want to be more connected within me, but there's still a separateness. So it takes a long time to unwind all that has been wound up over our lifetimes. Just because we were souls in evolution, we didn't know any better. I spent 3 months, probably, gosh, my life is now on, how old are my kids? So that happened when 20 years ago, okay. 20 years ago, I spent 3 months on being mad at God. Like, you put me into this mess? I did not ask to be created as a soul in evolution, and now you want me to do all this forgiveness work and this letting go and this journaling? Didn't make any difference. I still had to do it. So I finally made peace with that, but we have work to do beyond getting what we want. We have work to do that is uncovering all the falseness of who we thought we were. And it's time. We are spiritual adults now. We need to be out of the nest. Out of the nest. When my youngest, I have 2 kids, when my youngest went off to school, months before he went off to school, I'm like, I am having a party. It's called an empty nest party. And I told my son, you can't come home from school on this weekend because this is my party and you are not invited. And we laughed about that together. And he told me later, he's like, yeah, my friends and I were talking, and a couple of my friends, and one of them said to the other, yeah, we need to get our moms together because my mom is going to be a mess when I go off to school. And Jason, my son, kind of shakes his head and he said, my mom's having a party. I think she's going to be okay. And we're going to be okay. We've had a lot of practice manifesting what we want. Let's manifest our consciousness. Let's manifest that God part of us. And there's work to do. There's meditation. If you want to know somebody, what do? You spend time with them. Don't you want to know you? How much time do you spend with that God part of you every day? Every day. Every day. How much time do you spend? Give yourself, if you're not already doing some kind of meditation every day, not just affirmations to make something in your life better, but meditation where you say, okay, God, I want you to talk to me. I want to hear your voice in my heart. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to ask you for anything. I got my list over here. You see that? I'll be quiet, but you see my list over there. Right? Okay. Just want to make sure. 5 minutes of just saying, God, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be quiet as I possibly can be. And some days I'll be more quiet than others, and that's okay. But for 5 minutes every day, I'm going to sit and just say, God, talk to me. What do you want to say to me? What do you want to say to me? And have a journal next to you. Have a pad of paper and a pen next to you, because God will talk to you. And it won't be a dissertation. It'll be a blink. Okay, let's see what she does with that. And we have to grab onto it and say, okay, I'm going to do that. I had this beautiful experience this weekend, and I know as of this morning it was for you all as much as it was for me. Friday, I've just been feeling antsy. I sit all day for my work, all week long, and so Friday comes around. Friday is my Saturday. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to do this errand. I'm going to do that errand. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do this. And Friday this week came around, and I was pulled into meditation. I could not move. It's like, okay, I'll just sit here. And what became important when I was sitting there is that I have a friend in the hospital, and my guidance was very clear: go see him, which I was going to do anyway, but after my list of errands, so it's like, okay, I'll go see him. And I had to swipe everything else off because my friend was in a hospital an hour away from where I lived, and, travel time, whatever. So I went and saw my friend. Wonderful to see him. Just hung out with him at the hospital. His son was there. I was able to meet his son, and he had just gotten news that his condition went from, we just need to heal this infection that's going on, to we need to remove part of your lung. Right before I got there. I had no idea of that information. I just sat there and the doctor came in, who's going to do the surgery. Awesome person. He was so clear, so positive, so like, this is your only option, and I know how to do it. I'm the best out there. I have no question about if this is right for you. And there's so much certainty and so much caring from the surgeon. And I was sitting there and I'm oblivious to anything. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great. Yeah, he seems like he knows what he's doing. That's great. And we talked and we reminisced and this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, I'm so glad you came. Because if I had heard that any other time, I would have been a mess. And I still didn't get it. Until after I left and I was kind of piecing back our conversation. It's like, so he went from thinking a few more antibiotics, he's out of there going home, to they need to take out part of his lung. Got it. And so I knew I was there as the reassurance for him. All I did was sit there and laugh with him and talk with him and hold his hand and just be there with him. And I got 2 text messages. He's in my meditation group. And I got 2 text messages from 2 different people yesterday. The first one saying, oh my gosh, he was so grateful you were there. He did not stop talking about how much it meant to him that you were there, and it was the perfect timing. And then the second text message, same thing. Oh my gosh, it meant so much to him that you were there, and it made a huge difference in his transition in that process. I had no idea. I just enjoyed being there, and I was in the flow of my intuition. I was in the flow of my guidance. There were 50 other things I wanted to do that day, but I just knew that was the most important thing. How do we know those things? Because we develop that intuition. Our intuition is, my spiritual teacher, Jane Elizabeth Hart, talks about intuition as like another arm. We've got another set of arms we're not using because we're not listening. And the more we practice listening, the more our arms grow, that extra set of arms, so we can do more. We're in the flow. Things are easier. How many times have we prayed to God, please just lighten up, lighten things up in my life, make it easier? Well, we're the ones who make it hard because we're not listening. And that's fine. That's fine that we haven't been listening, but now it's time to get out of the nest and listen. It's time to get out of the nest and listen to that God part of you that is talking to you all the time. All the time. Listen every day. Write it down. Do your forgiveness work. Do your forgiveness work. That person who is pushing your buttons is there because you need something healed in you. Whether that's an aspect of humanness that they're representing to you, that is part of your history, maybe not in this lifetime, maybe in some other lifetime, but that is reflecting something in you that needs to be released. And that person is the stand-in, is the poster child for what that represents in you. Do your forgiveness work. Because if not, that's on the list. We've got our list of desires, which is the fun thing to think about, but we have our list of things we need to take care of too. And if we don't do it this lifetime, we bring that into the next lifetime. So let's just do it now. Do it now. Do it now. So I am the representative of your divine mother who is watching over y'all and says, okay, out. Get out of this idea that it's all supposed to go your way, and listen. If you want to let go and let God, like we love to say in Unity, let go of your ideas of how your life is supposed to go and what's going your way and what's not going your way, and listen and let God guide you and bring unto you all the things you really want, but in a better way, an easier way, a more peaceful way. I know RCA talks about Center for Enlightenment. I don't know how often, occasionally, whatever, but I invite you to check it out. It's just centerforenlightenment.com. This is the infomercial part of the talk. Nobody's paying me. I'm doing this because Jane is my spiritual mom. She has this little book that is free. You probably have it in the bookstore, so I shouldn't have told you it was free. But if you like it and they run out of them in the bookstore, you can go onto the website and order it for free. You'll be on the mailing list, but you can get off of it, if you want. But this little book will teach you the tools you need for listening to yourself more and more and more. And I wish I had more time to talk about it, but just get the book and then give me a call. We'll go out to lunch and we'll talk about it. It is, thank you. It is Spiritual Power Tools, Support for Your Soul. Spiritual Power Tools, Support for Your Soul, and it is truly support for your soul. And we are going to now give our soul some extra support through meditation that Greg is going to lead. Thank you for your time today.
So let's take a deep breath and let's go into that space inside where all is well. Let's take another deep breath and just exhale out any cares that you have for today. Just let it go. You can pick them back up on your way out if you like. As Lynn said earlier, that meditation is listening. So in this time together, I'm going to spend less time talking, and we'll spend more time listening. Think of it like logging onto your computer and getting on the internet to download your email messages. That's kind of like what meditation is. We're downloading those messages from God. So as we take one more deep breath and exhale and just rest fully into the support of your chair, and let's go inside and open up that email and ponder this great truth. I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. as Mayor Baba shared, the lover and the beloved are one. And the belief in separateness is just an illusion. And we are given the gifts to help us lift that veil through meditation and through this unity teaching. And that divine mother in us that says, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee, is the spiritual truth of our being. And as we come back into this present physical place, we lock in that knowing that we are supported. And that yea, though they walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the great I am is with thee. We are always supported. We are always loved. And we just need to open up our hearts and our eyes to the possibility of that truth. And it will be. And so it is. Amen. Will you join me in reading the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we have also forgiven our debtors. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
I bet you could have used a minute, just a little time alone. But you let me be your little shadow, following wherever you would go. Then I got a little older, and you gave me space to grow. I don't ever seem to tell you enough, but I want you to know, when God made you my mother, He knew who I'd need. When He picked you from the others, He could already see that you would be my hero and everything I wanna be. When God made you my mother, He was being good to me. I come to you with all my secrets, and you never ever judge. And when I'm falling in my weakness, you give me strength to get back up. No amount of miles could separate us, no place where I don't feel your love. You say I'm the gift that heaven gave you, but mama, I'm the lucky one. 'Cause when God made you my mother, He knew who I'd need. When He picked you from the others, He could already see that you would be my hero and everything I wanna be. When God made you my mother, He was being good to me. that Mama, you're my hero and everything I wanna be. When God made you my mother, He was being good to me. Yeah, He was being good to me. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, it's awesome. Sean, thank you. Sean Kilgore and Aaron Ferrer, thank you both very much for that awesome song. So heartfelt, and your energy up here is awesome. Thank you for being here today. Oh, we are so abundantly blessed here at Unity North Tampa with talent and love and all of you. This is that time in our service where we express our gratitude and support the church. And church is kind of like our home, in many ways. Not always a place, it's a sanctuary for our peace and a place that we go for protection. But like our home, it costs money. We have a mortgage and lawn and all kinds of stuff here. So the donations that you give so lovingly help support this church. And all the people that came before us that funded the ability to even buy this place and have all the things that we have in here, it's all because of you all. And so keep that in mind, and we thank you very much. No matter what you give, it is very valuable to our congregation. So we'd like to say a little affirmation. If you want to grab your tithe and just hold it on your heart if you'd like. Yes, rookie mistake. The ushers are coming up here now. So share this with me. Rory's going to put it up. It's divine love. Oh, no, whoops. That's not it. He's not ready, or I'm on cue here. I just want to say this, that thank you all for being here today, for your gift, and the means in which you actually received this gift from life. Whether it was a gift to you or through the sweat of your brow or however it came to be, abundance flows through us, and it's just a demonstration of energy. So thank you all for this, and we bless this. And Sean's going to give us a song while we're going through this. Ushers. How about botching that up, huh?
What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you? What do you give to the reason you are living? I could window shop the world before I'm through. The moon to wear. That's not good enough. No, not good enough. Not for Mama. Mama, a palace, diamonds like doorknobs, mountains of gold to spare. That's not rich enough, no, not rich enough, not for Mama. Mama, a lifetime crowded with laughter. That's not long enough, not half long enough. What can I give you that I can give you? What will your present be? Mama, young and beautiful, with love from me.
Thank you, Sean. Man, I feel like I was sitting in the front row of a Broadway musical right there. That was incredible. Thank you very much. And Aaron, thank you also. It's beautiful. All right. Ushers, would you like to come back up? And so, since I messed this up at the beginning, we're going to do the divine love thing now. So, if you'll assist me in. Okay. Up on the screen now, you'll join me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you both very much. All right. So, prayer chaplains, would you mind standing? We have these wonderful prayer chaplains here. It's a ministry here to support you. If you need assistance with anything, if you're going through a difficult time in life, if you just need some support, they are here for you after service. They will stay here in the sanctuary to pray with you. So after service is over, if you don't want to pray with them, if you could make your way over into the fellowship hall, and that'll leave space here for those who want to pray. Thank you. Also, if you have a prayer request, our prayer chaplains will pray over your prayer request. Just fill out the form here, put it in this box, and we'll pray over it for 30 days here. And after that 30 days, we send it on to Silent Unity, and it'll be prayed over for 30 more days. Encourage you to do that. If it's something that you've never done before, it's a wonderful experiment to just see the power of prayer and how loving support from everybody else can make a difference in our lives. Thank you. Okay. I would like to make some announcements here. If you wanted to take a look at our calendar, bookstore. Our bookstore is phenomenal. It has changed drastically in the last many months, and just Beth, thank you, and for all those who support the bookstore. It is transformed, and it's a wonderful, vibrating place to be. We also have a lending library now in the bookstore, so there are books there that you can just grab, and they are in alphabetical order. You're also welcome to bring a book that you no longer need and put it in there and try to keep it in alphabetical order if possible. Also, the daily word for May and June is available in English and Spanish there as well. Thank you. Mark your calendars for Sunday, June 11th. This is going to be a wonderful event here at Unity North Tampa. Many of you remember Alec and Vicky Prosinski, longtime members of Unity North Tampa. And Alec made his transition not long ago. And Vicky actually moved up into, I believe, Virginia. And she's probably even watching right now. So Vicky, good to see you, and happy Mother's Day. We are going to have a naming celebration where we're actually, they have done so much for this spiritual community, particularly with the outreach program. For 12 years, every Saturday, they would come in and they would gather up donations and all kinds of clothing and food and support for the homeless. And without fail, every Saturday for 12 years, they served our local community in Tampa and the homeless. So we just like to honor their contribution to not only this spiritual community, but to our community of Lutz in Tampa, Florida. So on the 11th, we are going to have a celebration, and we're going to name the hall where we all gather after service, Prosinski Hall, in honor of their great contribution. So please join us. And yes, big welcome, round of applause. RCA will be back next week, and following Lynn's talk this week about the Divine Mother in you, she will talk about the Divine Father in you. So we look forward to having her back, and hope she had a great trip. And postcards. Some of you who live in the area, I know I am one of them, you've received some Unity postcards in the mail of late, and it's so wonderful because we're getting our name out into the local community to attract folks to come check us out and to worship with us. So on the screen, you'll see a beautifully designed card that's going to go out next week and invite people to come to our services. And we've got a special Mother's Day acknowledgement here. So we have 3 bouquets of flowers that we would like to give out. And they're for 3 very special reasons. The first one is for the mother who has the youngest child. So the mother who has been a mother the shortest period of time, let's call it that. Does anybody have a child here that is less than a year old? No, less than 5 years old? Anybody else less than 5 years old? All right, well, we have a recipient here. Congratulations and happy Mother's Day. Congratulations and thank you. Now we're going to go on the other end of the spectrum. How about moms that have children who are on the mature side of life? Does anybody have children here that are in their 50s? 60s? 60s. You have a child in your 60s. Oh my goodness. Anybody in the 70s? Just going to throw it out there? I don't think so. All right. Well, we have a wonderful gift for you. We have the most seasoned mother. Happy Mother's Day. How beautiful. Wow. Just warms the heart. Now, finally, we have the gift for the most prolific mother, the one that has the most amount of children. So, does anybody here have 5 children? Anybody? 4 children? 6! Oh! Wow! 6. It's kind of like Count Dracula, or the Count on 6 children. Does anybody have 7 children? Well, congratulations. Happy Mother's Day. All right. That is awesome. Wow. Such beautiful exposure to motherhood and contrast. So thank you all for being so bold to participate in this. We hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. I'd also like to to welcome our first-time visitors. Is anybody here for the first time? Please feel free to raise your hand. We have a few people. Thank you very much for coming. We have a gift for you, and if you're looking at the gentleman straight across from me, he raised his hand. That is actually my older brother. So if we kind of look like a mirror, that's my brother Brian. Welcome, Brian. Yep. My sister says she is watching online. I don't know if she is. So Pam, I'm going to check up on you after service and make sure you are here. If not, Brian's going to rub it in your face. So, all right. Well, thank you all for an amazing service. Let's give one more round of applause for Lynn, Barrette, for an awesome. Thank you very much. Yep. All right. And we have our oneness prayer. You guys want to join me in saying this together now? The light, and feel free to stand around us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is within us, and all is well. Thank you, God. Now we're going to sing a wonderful song.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. True peace begins with me, for this is the moment now, right now. With every step I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Will you all join me in wishing everybody Happy Mother's Day? One,
Happy Mother's
two, three.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you, and see you soon.